Welcome to, this is actually the last practice of the 2025 Pro Camp. So I'll see if we got the, welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community standards. So here we are, and we're just finishing up warm up. They're doing 875s right now. They're descending by twos. It's a really beautiful sunrise this morning. I think they're on 110 is the interval. So it looks like they just finished up. And then we're gonna go into some work with the brick and mitts. And then hopefully into a decent main set. So they're looking a little better. They look like they bounced back some. So it's a little bit cold this morning, but not as bad as it was at the start of the camp. So we're looking good. We are looking pretty good. Everyone's a little bit more on top of the water. Still tired. I mean, I think we're gonna finish up at around maybe about 48, something like that would be my guess. Would be pretty close to about 48. I haven't really added it up yet, but then today we're gonna do main set's gonna be 50-50s. They're gonna be on probably somewhere between 50 and 55 would be my guess. That's what we'll do it on. And just repeat over and over again. I'll give them all a cue to work on, to focus on while they're trying to go fast and hold that pace, which, you know, can be fairly taxing. Then we'll see how long we can do it. And, you know, most of them are, interval's gonna be about, or the hold pace is gonna be, looks like John's gonna be, I'm gonna try to give him 30, maybe 31. Anna's gonna be 32, Soren 32, Josh gonna be 33, Kyle will be 31. So we shall see how it goes. And you know, the design of the set, you know, they're not necessarily, it's supposed to be a stretch, particularly at the end. And, you know, we'll just see how it's going. What'd you guys descend down to?
46.
46?
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're gonna need the brick and mitts. Here we go, Josh. Yep.
Use my new toy.
You get to use your new brick. Do you need a brick? There we go. There's a brick.
No, you probably hold it up a little better.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go 425s, kick with the brick. We're just gonna take 20 seconds rest in between each one. Then you're gonna go into a 200 swim with mitts, okay? So a 425s kick with the brick, 20 seconds rest in between each one. Then a 200 swim with mitts. We're gonna go through that whole thing 3 times. We'll take a little bit of a break in between each round. So 425s kick with the brick. Remember, lift the brick up from the core, grab it from the top, keep your head out of the water. Yeah, you probably wanna put your mitts on now, just to make it easier. So Soren will lead you down the wrong path there, Josh. Okay, so remember, lengthen out, nice fast kick, get the core to engage, lift the brick up from your core. Don't lift it from your shoulder. This is step 2 of getting better body position. Coaches typically don't give a shit about 6-packs. Here we go. Ready, go. So So yeah, now we're doing some kicking with the brick. What that's going to do is really trigger them to over-engage the core. And then while they're recruiting another muscle group, so while they're kicking. So hopefully what happens then when we take it away is, and they're going to do the swim with mitts, is that their body position is going to be a lot higher, which is going to put their shoulder in a better position to get into that high elbow catch from the start and grab the water. And then we're going to try to grab the water with as much pressure on our hands we can get, which is then going to reinforce kind of that engaging of the core. Because that typically is what is going on when you really get a good grab on the water, is that you get a lot of different muscle groups that you wouldn't necessarily normally use, all engaging to put as much pressure on your hand as you can get. So they're definitely looking better than the other day. Everyone's got a little bit more pep in their step. So. Looks like Josh is struggling a little bit with the brick this morning. Hey Josh, try to kick a little less from your knee. Don't let your foot come that high out of the water. So it's just nice, quick feet. Better. Try to get them up just a little more. So yeah, really nice morning. The sunrise this morning was great. It started out really deep red, then moved to kind of a dreamy kind of orange color, and it was nice. Cold, but nice. And then we've got the heater standing by, so you know it's okay. The Mr. Buddy heater, which is what everybody loves. Everybody loves Mr. Buddy, especially on these cold mornings. So it looks like I backed off the, I don't know, I'm still toying with the idea of what the interval should be on this one. I'm going to let it sit for a little bit and then come back to it. Yeah. How you feeling, John?
Still a little tight.
Yeah. Where are you? Tight? Breathing to the side?
I slept on my neck,
Okay.
but still just like generally tight.
Yeah. Yeah. So just take a little break, and then we'll do the same thing all over again. So I'll move the camera around a little bit so you guys can get a different vantage point, see what's going on. So they were asking what the rest interval was on these, and for the 25 kicks with the brick, I usually like to do about 20, just because it tends to be pretty hard. So we're not necessarily trying to, worry so much about. I'd rather them execute a really great movement with the brick than, worry about, oh, we're taking too much rest. So yeah, you're just trying to get as long as you can get on the water, get those feet going pretty quick. That usually gives you a little bit of lift and ties everything together. Then we go to the mitts, try to get as much pressure on your hands as you can. That ties it all back to the core, and then that pressure on your hands. Go over to the other side of the pool. You can get a different look at what they're doing. And then here we go. You get a show of the geese swooping by. Yeah, there's a nice little pond right next to the pool, and sometimes we get some duck visitors that will come in and wanna swim a little bit in the baby pool. You know what? Since this fell the other day, I'm gonna move this a little bit further back from the edge. There we go. Then it won't fall into the pool. One more round, John. Good job. Remember, guys, when you got the mitts on, try to get as much pressure as you can get on your hands. Still breathing a little late, Josh.
What's that?
A little late.
To breathe?
Yeah. Still thinking about long on the water, a lot of good core engagement. Remember, we're trying to tie everything back to the core, okay? So you're kicking with the brick, really forces the core to engage. We take the brick away, we start to swim. You're gonna get up on the water, try to get the most amount of pressure on your hands, tie it back into the core. Let's see what we're looking at. Do we have any comments yet? It doesn't look like it. No comments this morning. And we'll go kind of move back over here. Give you guys a different vantage point since we don't want just one static shot the whole time. Yeah, John's been kicking with the brick probably the longest of anyone that I've been working with, so, you know, he's gotten pretty good at it. And why don't we drop this down a little bit, and we'll drop it down just maybe even a little bit more, and you guys can get a maybe more of a pool's eye view of what's happening. looking good, John. So the next set is going to be fairly stressful for most of them. So we'll just we're going to see how it goes. So if you know, technically you consider this a drill set. Now it's constraint led drills, but they're still drills, and they're trying to change the stroke. Now the great thing about constraint led stuff is, or constraint led gear, is you know, we can build the technique as well as the fitness kind of at the same time. So it's terrific for triathletes who are trying to get the most out of the workout in their preparation for, you know, fairly long open water swims.
When I go short,
Yeah.
the right hand side, my gut is telling me to go shorter on the left pool. You know how, like,
Yeah.
I connect those two. I don't know.
No, they're connected.
Should I still go for the same length on the left hand side?
I just speed it up a little. I mean, because the other way you could look at it would be, hey, you can either shorten it or you can speed it up a little bit
Yeah.
at the back.
Okay.
So typically it's, you know, not bad to accelerate the hand through the pole anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, generally speaking, yes, the back is going to get a little bit shorter.
Okay. Yeah. Because I'm just not feeling that. I'm not feeling that snap to the other. You know, like that.
Yeah.
Transverse. Or
Yeah, yeah.
Snap.
All right, let's take the mitts off. All right, let's take the mitts off. Okay, so we're going to go 50-50s. We're going to do them on 55. John, let's try to go 31. Anna, 33. Soren, 32. Josh, 33. Kyle, 31. All right. So remember, hold as many as you can at that pace. If you start to miss, just sit one out, jump back in, see how many more you can make. If you miss again, we're just going to go the remainder easy. Just the remainder, make the interval, just get in the distance. Okay? And then I'm going to give you something to work on while you're trying to swim fast. Okay.
Where you go? You'll go out? What do you know?
No,
Go out in 29, come home in 35.
All right, let's get going here on the top. Remember, nice and easy, relaxed. Think about on the wall in between each one. You're going to have plenty of rest. So think about getting that deep belly breath on the wall. Feel that respiratory pause. Let that feeling of being really, really relaxed kind of wash over your body. Take that into the next repeat. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. There we go. Ready? Go. There's Kyle at 14. John ain't making 31. He just went out in 16. .30, 33, 34, 35. Yeah, no, we're on 55.
listening.
Yep. Hey, John, they're on 55. Just go with everybody on the, you guys are going to go on the 50.
Sorry, guys.
Remember, think about really good core engagement, long on the water, a lot of pressure on your hands. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the camera and I'm going to kind of walk you guys through what I'm going to do right now, which is kind of look at everybody's stroke and start to talk about where we can make adjustments while they're swimming. So here's John, and we're going to look at him from the side first. He looks tired. He was even talking about being tight. His hips are a little bit low. So typically that's, you got to get the core to engage more. You got to get the core to engage more, and then try to connect it to the pressure on your hands. And we'll take a look from the front. You get a little bit better look at where he needs to work. So, he looks a little tight through kind of upper thoracic kind of region, back, shoulders, which, is to be expected. The one thing, and I don't know if you can see it in here, he's pulling a little bit wide on the right. So underwater, you can see that arm is kind of way outside his body. Hey, John, just think about trying to get that core to engage a little bit more. Okay, lengthen out, point the toes, and then you're pulling a little bit wide on the right. So then that's the cue for John. So he just needs to get that core to engage a little bit more. So you can see his hips have already come up a little bit higher. See the feet are more up on the water. So then what we want to try to do is get him to hold that for as long as possible. Now, that's always easier said than done, but it is what it is. That's swimming. So here's Anna. So you can see, she's a little bit low in the water too. Arms look a little bit floppy. She's tired as well. It's been a long 10 days. And, it's always, when it's like that, it's always tough to get the core to engage.
This is 6.
You've done 5. So you can see Anna looks pretty good. Tempo's a little off. It's a little low. And then she's got that right is just coming inside just a little bit. You can see it right there. And just a little bit more core engagement. And then the right is coming in like that.
All right, on 30.
Now you've done 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So then here's Soren. And you can see Soren still not pulling as much to that left as he was before, because usually by right about then he'd be over in the other corner of the lane. So he's getting better. Just got to make sure this is where, stuff, you can see he's got a little bit of that lope still. You can see his head pulling up. He's just got to get it where he remembers to, and then the left looks a little bit short. So we just got to make sure that he's rotating all the way through the stroke. Soren, make sure you're rotating all the way through the stroke on that left. That's all you need to focus on right now. And make the whole pace. That's the only thing you need to focus on. All right, so now we got Josh. And so Josh is looking a lot better. He's driving everything more forward and straight. He's a little low in the water. He's tired. It's been a long week. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I mentioned doing the breath, and he's looking a lot better on the breathing. Timing on the breathing is a lot better. So just maybe get his core to engage a little bit more. Josh, breath looks a lot better. See if you can get the core to engage just a little bit more, but maintain that breathing pattern. That looks really good. All right, so here's Kyle. We'll take a look at Kyle real quick. So here's Kyle. Yeah, he's starting to look like he's getting into a groove. It doesn't look as frantic as he did when he started out. And he's hitting right at 30. So nothing wrong with that. Kyle, it's looking good. See if you can think about, as you're kicking, having those legs squeezed together just a little bit more. So just gently kind of squeeze them together so your glute lightly engages, lower core. There they are. So then we want to see how long they can hold all this. Good job. take it one at a time. So I'm gonna put the camera down and I'll just put it in front of, move it from lane to lane, and you get a little bit more of a bird's eye view of kind of what they're going through right now. We'll start with John over here. What time is it?
8:05.
8:05. We got 25 minutes left. So they're getting ready. They've done 11 at this point, and the reason that I magically know how many they've done is because the pace clock is telling me. And there's another reason why you don't need a watch in practice, is the pace clock can help you manage the practice all on. So these are on 55, so effectively they're going on every 5. So it's 12 5s to get around the clock. They just left on the 5, which means that they're almost all the way around, and they have done 11. So now they've done 12 because they're going to leave on the top. Back to the top again. So right now at about this is number 13. They're starting to feel it. We're starting to move out of, if you want to put it in a kind of metabolic way, you're starting to move out of zone 2 into zone 3. And it's starting to get a little bit more noticeable with each repeat. You're having to focus a little bit more. And that's what we want to do. We always want to up that ability to focus, even as the stress level increases. Actually, that was 14. So this is 15. So we're making our way through. Slowly but surely making our way through. We've got another 35 to do. And you figure, most of them are, Kyle's going the fastest at around 30 right now. Everyone else kind of 32, 33. So, that's pacing for anywhere from a minute to about 106 per 100. And, we're doing that for 2,500. And if you're holding the best possible technique that you can while you go through that, because this starts to all progress from zone 2 to zone 3 to zone 4 to zone 5, you're getting a pretty good workout and a really good focus on your technique. So we'll keep on moving it down the line a little bit. You guys can get a view of what everyone looks like here. Hold that technique together. So they're out right at 15. So there's 30, 31, 32. And we're always good finish at the wall. Swim through the wall. Always want to swim through the wall. And we got our trusty pool tech here. We don't have to pull tarps this morning in the last practice because he's got to do a little vacuuming, a little cleaning of the pool. Good job, John. Anna, swim all the way through the wall. Kyle, how we feeling? Yep, hang in there. Keep it going. Just take it one at a time, one stroke at a time. Think about that technique. So then I got, this morning, we're gonna do a little interview with Kyle before he leaves. 31, 32. Good job. We'll do a little interview with Kyle before he leaves, and then I've got a one-on-one session with Anna, and then I'm going to take a nap. Gonna take a nap. Then our trusty lifeguard, she said that her celebratory thing was going to be go home. She was going to have waffles and pancakes and eggs and bacon and, you know, going to try to just a light snack for her. But, you know, she's in training to try out for the Baltimore Ravens. They were looking for a new linebacker. Now, Sharon's a longtime triathlon coach in the area, and she's been helping out with some lifeguarding. So, yeah, it's, you got to have a big team of people to just put together a camp for, you know, half a dozen pros. So, yeah, it was, you know, the community stepped up, and local triathlon coach put up 2 guys. another longtime member of the community. She put up 2 of the people here. So yeah, it is a big community effort to help these guys out. So it's always much appreciated. Now, I would have liked to have had this interval on, 5 seconds less rest, but I just think where we are in the camp and how they've been looking, that I think we would have gotten a little less success and more of a shit show. So backed off the interval. They're holding really good technique and going fast. 31, 32, 33. So I don't think we would have seen as much success with the pacing. So remember, when you're making those kind of decisions between kind of fitness and technique, and there's a fine line, that you're always trying to balance between the two. In this case, I preferred them to, drive home really great technique. So pace is always is always connected to technique. So you don't have when you're doing something like 50-50s, it's not, oh, I've got, I'm going 31s, but I have the technique of going 35. No, you got the technique of going 31. You can't out fitness technique. So I'd prefer them this morning to be holding the pace that they need to go as long as they can, while we're working on specific aspects of their stroke and doing it over and over and over again. We're going to get as good of a fitness bump from this? No, probably not, but we will. They will get the feeling of swimming over and over and over again at, these pretty aggressive paces. So it's good. So then that means that their technique's just a little bit better. Oh, and we got healthy vegan bites this morning. So all about that. You got to have snacks. Stuff like this, you got to have snacks on the deck. It's all about the snacks. Snacks keep you going. Good job, guys. Keep it going. Take it one at a time. Think about your breathing. Especially as you're getting tired, think about where you're breathing from. Is it your chest or your belly? Slow everything down. $31, $32, $33. So at this point, they're halfway done. They've done 25. 25 to go. At this point, it's probably, zone 3 plus. So we're starting to creep up there. Fatigue's mounting, fatigue is building, stress is getting higher and higher, and you just got to learn how to deal with it. So how do you keep on retaining that focus, bringing it back to what you're trying to focus on, which is keep that core engaged, long on the water, a lot of pressure on your hands, or any of the cues that individually I've given to them. Slipping there a little bit, Josh.
What's that?
Slipping a little bit. That was 34. I'm gonna help the pool tech real quick. I'm gonna help him pull out the thing. You need some help? We gotta get all the tarps off. You're welcome. So and then now I'm gonna set up the camera for when I've got to do a little quick interview with Kyle. For later this morning. Maybe get some shots while they're swimming. Then, yep, it's definitely starting to mount up. They're starting to feel a little bit more. Starting to get a little more vocalization in between sets. But yeah, talking about, it takes a community, it also takes a shit ton of gear. I almost feel like I need a Sherpa with all the camera equipment that I've got to run this thing. There's Quickie Kyle right out there, right out in front. So I'll just keep on moving down the line with the camera. Give you guys a little bit of a better view. So here we go. I'm gonna go over here, get another view, and maybe like right about there. Keep on staying focused, one stroke at a time. See what kind of pictures we can get. I've been trying to get them as many pictures as I can get them while we're doing this, just so they've got some stuff to post up. A little bit of, steam coming off the pool. It's a nice morning. Just trying to get them to go as fast as possible, or as long as possible. Holding the best technique. Looks like John's struggling with his asthma a little bit. All right, I'm gonna move the camera so that you can see more of the pool and watch them come in. Yeah. We are running out of time. I think we'll probably get in about 40. Got to check and see what time. I think it's right at 8:30 right now. Yeah, it's right at 8:30 right now. How many have you done? All right, let's go to 40. We'll go to 40 and we'll be done. Yeah, we'll go to 40.
All right, high pressure, guys. It's not us now.
What's that? No. We still got a couple minutes left. No, son. Good job, guys. Keep it up. Come on, last one.
No, two more. This is 39.
Oh, this is 39?
Yep.
Okay. So we got 2 more. Good job. Keep it going. One more.
45.
Good job. Well done. So a little bit of warm down. That's it.
What's that?
A little bit of warm down. That's it.
That was 50?
It's 40, but we're running out of time. It's already past 8:30. Alrighty. So that is the last live broadcast for the camp. And for those of you that tuned in, thank you very much. Yeah, we'll be back next year, and I'll probably do this with the team from time to time. So don't be afraid to check in. Thanks again.